In this video we will show you how Auto Enterprise solves the compatibility problem between existing standards of charging station for EVs. There are several charging standards on the market today, which is inconvenient for both the EV owners and the charging stations operators, so Auto Enterprise decided to eliminate this miscalculation. No, we won't force the car manufacturers to sit down and negotiate about single charging standard. It's just that Auto Enterprise has created and successfully distributes the multi-complex charging station. This is an AC/DC charging station. It can charge all electric vehicles, except those made for the Chinese domestic market. It has a CHAdeMO plug and a unique variation of a CHAdeMO handle. As for the AC connectors, the Type 2 connector allows charging up to 44 kW of 63 amps. The Type 1 connector allows charging up to 80 amps, 18 kW. It's mainly for Tesla. And the two Type 2 connectors we charge with a direct current. That is, we can use 18, 44 and 50. More than 100 kW at a time. We can simultaneously charge 3 cars. This universal charging station was developed by the Auto Enterprise scientific and engineering teams for a year and a half. Electronic stuffing is located in a strong steel vandal-proof case. Constructors have carefully considered not only the electrical scheme of the station, but also the optimal location of the units inside. The 4 controllers are Dutch-made, and they are just like in the Elon Musk's superchargers. The most unique part is this one. These are controllers. And here goes a modem. It is placed at the last place, after determining where the station will go. These modems are different for all markets. Charging station components have a very interesting cooling system. Most such devices take air for cooling from the side of the case. So, what usually happens? The filter is clogging up very quickly in our conditions, either with dust or snow, and when it's completely clogged, it's blocked. Thus, the station heats up more often in winter than in summer. That's a big problem. In this case, the air intake from below, like in car's power system, allows the filter to clean itself. Even if snow or dirt were to heat the filter during charging, the debris would simply crumble to the ground when the charging is over and the fans are switched off. One more feature of the multi-complex charging station design is effortless maintenance. Any module is very easy to replace. Just unscrew a few screws and disconnect the connectors. And here we can see the power part. It is the input into the charging station. This is a DC range, plus and minus. It is DC-DC connectors, direct current. You don't have any voltage on the connector until the contactor turns on and the car allows charging. And here you can see the half of the cooling radiator. First half is assembled already and the other is domed. So you can see the first half. They are cooled out by the fans. This is all standard automatics, a standard shield with automatic circuit breakers and a power distribution. A lock is in the lower part of the box, preventing access to the inside of the station. A more advanced lock is available as an option, similar to one used in slot machines. As for the weather, the charging station multi-complex is able to withstand almost any pressure of the elements. It has passed the IP65 test, which means that we can power it with water and it will not get anywhere, because we have a gasket here, just like in a car. What does it mean? It is car rubber. It fits snugly, just like in the car. Unique hinges of our own design are used in the design of the lid. They allow you to install the station even under the rain. The electronics is completely waterproof. And the massive housing support also provides protection against negligent actions by the drivers. This thing is very strong. This detail is cast, not welded. We had situations when girls would accidentally charge into the charging station with their SUVs, and nothing happened. Returning to the weatherproof design of this charging station, it should be noted that certification tests have shown that electronics work confidently even at ambient temperatures of up to 80 degrees Celsius. In other words, a standard range from -50 to +50 degrees Celsius can withstand the design without any complaints. Now this is confirmed by the smooth operation in the Spanish heat. Another Auto Enterprise product that has also contributed to the reliability and usability of the charging stations is the charging connector, the same detail that electric vehicle drivers interact with. Most competitors use a cumbersome Chinese design as a HDMI connector, which, alas, is neither convenient nor reliable. The most important problem is the complex mechanism of pressing this particular button. Many tie rods, springs, grease. It always should be greased. In addition, the problem is that it cannot be completely closed, so the water enters the connector and flushes out the grease. When the grease is washed out, it simply jams and the activation button breaks out. If you put the button on top of it, you are going to get moisture here. It freezes. That's why the button breaks down, the connector breaks out. It happens right here. The Auto Enterprise plug connector is much simpler. The cable enters the enclosure through a cable entry that is not scared overload, and the locking mechanism is a single steel part with a clever shape. One spring and a lock. There is simply nothing to break, and since the lever that controls the fixation is hidden under the case, no water gets inside. The contact cap itself is standard, so the connector of any standard can be installed in the housing. And the most important advantage of this design, it can be used with one hand. Not only that, the size and the shape of the handle is also designed with a focus on convenience. When you get out of an electric Mercedes, there is no desire to use what engineers have invented for engineers and electricians for electricians. You want to use what you use every day. Therefore, the size is the same as that of the steering wheel, so that the connector can be taken and used with one hand. And finally, the main argument in favor of the multi-complex charging station from Auto Enterprise is its price, 10,000 euros without VAT. This is despite the fact that the closest competitor, although very far from this product in terms of consumer qualities and reliability, costs 18,000 euros. For this reason, Auto Enterprise's production is in demand in the European countries, the USA, Canada, Israel, and it soon will be introduced to the owners of the electric cars in Mexico. And as a bonus to the buyer, possibility of additional earnings. The design of this charging station assumes that you can place your advertising on it. If the station stands, say, near a shopping mall, you can earn even more money from advertising than from charging cars. Subscribe, press like, and we'll see ya!